doing? It's been a long day, trust me. But then we're back here to give you guys all the happenings in the world of music and across the country, and obviously the guys that makes the beat. My name is Daki. You can spell my name as Darki, and then you know it's double E. Welcome again to another segment of the news. Fridays are always a day where you get all the stress popped up in the day, and we're trusting that the next day, which is Saturday, you probably have the freest of days. But I would advise you guys, please go outside, have fun, meet new persons, meet new people. You never can tell who that person would be that would take you to the next level. All about, so somebody once said something recently. Person said, all the money you want in this life is in the hands of somebody. So basically, till you meet that person, you might not just get that fun. So go outside, meet somebody. They might not look like you, trust me, but then you need to meet up with that person, and you will not meet up with that person in your house. So go outside and do all of that this weekend. Enjoy yourself to the best way you can. I want to say a big thank you to our fans out there for doing what you guys do. We love you guys so much. Thank you for your time, your energy, consistency. It means a whole lot to us. We're really grateful. We really appreciate you guys so much. The news for today is buzzing, and trust me to give you guys all the updates regarding your faves, from Davido to Odumodu to Arya Star to Two Face to Baba. Obviously, not really a mainstream artist, but today he has sneaked his way into our news, and with his latest doings with his wife, it is worthy of a conversation, and that's why we are bringing this up in your faces to see what your fave Tubaba is caught doing and his apartment in Lagos. All of this one, I'll bring it to you. If I were you, I will not go anywhere. I also want to implore you guys to please put on your notification button so you'll be the first person to know whenever we make a video post or a content. Also, if you have a friend who loves Afrobeat, who support Afrobeat, who has a faith in Afrobeat, please share this video to them, share the page to them, so they can also be abreasted of what their faiths have been involved doing. Let's begin in this proper, which begins straight up with OdumoduBlvck. We saw WIZKID coming out to give us a post where he says Skipo. So basically, to understand this, you need to stay with me to know what we're talking about. So he says Skipo. Skipo say we will come back stronger. Shout out to every player that supported us. He easy to watch, pass to play. Niger for life. Who is this Skipo? We saw where him and Trust Ekong were seen together at a car dealer shop, basically maybe to get a vehicle or something, but we saw them together. Although Black is one person who supported the Super Eagles from the first match they played till the last final they played, which they lost to Cote d'Ivoire. He was always there supporting the Super Eagles, and we saw after they lost the final match, it was a back and forth with Tunde Not and Very That Black Man. For a lot of people came out accusing them for being instigators, as they instigated cyberbullying against Alex Iwobi, from the captain Trust Ekong to Ahmed Musa to Asake to Shoala. Everybody came out and showed support and love to no other person than Alex Iwobi. And then we saw just at a tournament, Trust Ekong came out obviously to have the time out to do with the Black. We saw them having conversations, and then in that conversation, he came out with that was what OdumoduBlvck said earlier, where he said, Skipo say we will come back stronger. When are they coming back? Obviously for the next AFCON or for the World Cup qualifiers. Moving on, we saw Ajaba's last Challenger with OdumoduBlvck made a debut at number 38 on this week official Nigeria Top 100. As a result, it becomes Ajabo Osla's 12th entry on the official singles chart in Nigeria. A massive one to OdumoduBlvck for his input on the song Celine Dion, an Ajabo Osla's song, but then they thought it wise to feature OdumoduBlvck. It is the biggest commodity so far. Everybody wants to have a song with OdumoduBlvck, and he has been delivering. If he is on your song are meant to do a good number. We saw what he did on Cast, Charlie Poppy. Not to take away anything from Charlie Poppy, his effort was immense, was great, but then OdumoduBlvck kept a bit of finesse on the song. Moving on, we saw OdumoduBlvck came out with a post where he said, "Today I wanted to rest. I wanted to rest today because of all traveling. Then I remembered God rested on the seventh day. Him still run things on Friday. Like AG said, this content ain't gonna shoot itself. Kala rise up." So basically, was gonna rest, was gonna be tired, but then he remembered that he had to be on the move. Even God rested on 7 days, so that's the fifth day. So who is he to rest? He said he thought about all of these things, and then what Adekunle Gold said, which he quoted, this content ain't gonna shoot itself. So all of that just made him, you know what, brush up, and he said, color rise up. And obviously, OdumoduBlvck is back on the move. And then we should know one thing for sure: when it's OdumoduBlvck doing something, numbers are set to work with that. He's massive on numbers, he's good on numbers. People love his jam. I think for now, it's the sensation. People want to hear what he's doing, hear his vibe, hear his tweet, watch his tweet, you know. Is he making a video? What is he doing? Is he dropping a snippet? How is it sounding like? Everybody is busy with Odumodu at the time, and Afrobeat space has that momentum. We saw for 2 years ago, Asake was the guy, his page was buzzing. Everybody wanted to know what he was doing, and it's moving like that basically. So for this year, we're sure that OdumoduBlvck is that person. He is that go-to person when it comes to entertainment, charts, and numbers. So massive one to him for keeping up with the pace. Talking about the most streamed artists on Spotify from the 9th day of February to yesterday, February 15th, we saw BURNA Boy number 1, Asake number 2, OdumoduBlvck number 3, Shea Vibes number 4, WIZKID number 5, DAVIDO number 6, Shelly Poppy number 7, Kiss Daniel number 8, Victoria number 9, and Buju Benson sitting pretty as number 10. Moving away from OdumoduBlvck, we have Davido as the next guy on the news. We saw Davido just tweeted about 10, 20 minutes ago where he said, got some new shows coming up for my people. Which one are you coming to? Lots of surprise in stores. And then he announced what the venues look like. The first one is going to be happening at the City of Miami Gardens on the 9th day of March 2024, and also he's going to be doing one in Kampala on the 29th day of March 2024. He's also going to be an headliner at the Uhuru Garden in Nairobi, Kenya. This one caused an uproar on Twitter where the Kenyans came out to say the promoters are paying Davido almost times 50 of what they're paying their local artists, and they said that was not fair. They also should be like an equilibrium that would allow the local artists earn as much as what Davido is earning. But obviously, they were talked about how the show is going to be cancelled. But as it stands, the show is still going to be holding. Davido has announced that he's going to be there on the 30th day of March at the Uhuru Garden in Nairobi, Kenya. And obviously, tickets are already under the post. So if you want to get one and you're there, you could just make payments to be there. At the same time, finally, on the 17th day of April, it's going to be at the MSG, Madison Square Garden, in New York City. On the 19th of April, it's going to be at the Place Bell Arena. And then 24th day of April is going to be at the Additional Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida. Davido is going to have a very busy February, March, and April. So basically, it's going to be content upon content upon content. Davido's tours are always something to look forward to. Moving in from Davido, we have Asake as the next guy on the news. We saw where the song with Zlatan, Bust Down, have just surpassed 2 million streams on Spotify as we speak. Still on Asake, I read out to you guys the top 10 most streamed artists on Spotify, and then just so you know, Asake have spent 7 weeks so far this year on the charts, and then he has been there consecutively for 4 weeks, while BURNA Boy has done that for 3 weeks. And that's now this will help you understand how we have to appreciate what Asake is doing. Now, a lot of people want to give, now don't get me wrong, it's cool to give credence to Rema, BURNA Boy, Davido, WIZKID for their exploits. It's cool because they've worked for it, but then not giving Asake same credit is a disservice, because this guy has proven with beyond every reasonable doubt that I am here, I am in this space, I'm in the conversation, you cannot write me off. And that's how cool he has been so far. His Spotify numbers are increasing massively, his Apple numbers are increasing, his AudioMac numbers are insane, his Boomplay are insane. Like, talk about, and his YouTube numbers are also insane. His DSPs at this point really is something to be proud of, and want to appreciate him for his effort in a short time, but then in the Afrobeat space. Moving on, we saw Asake 230. I've just surpassed 35 million streams on Spotify. He dropped this single just not too long after Davido dropped the Timeless album, and this single currently is doing 35 million streams on Spotify. We saw Asake speaking on the Beat FM, where he came out to speak about his mom, and then he said he loved his mom so much, and then the name Asake was a name given to him by his mother. And then he said he chose to go with that name because when he was going to begin his career, he thought about how would I eulogize this woman and what will I do to make this woman know I love her so much. And he thought about having the name she gave him, Ashake, and then she said that is what always make him remember that obviously he loves his mom, and his mom would always feel appreciated whenever she sees people calling him Ashake because she gave him that name. He also mentioned the fact that there's going to be a day is going to come where the mom will leave him, and then he also knows, but he is not thinking of that day. But if the day eventually comes, the fact that he bears Ashake will always be something to remember her for forever. Moving on, straight to Aresta. We saw Aresta Koma have reaches a new peak at number 2 on Spotify top song in Nigeria. Now, Aresta is going shoulder to shoulder on your favorite artists. Trust me, your Asake, your Davido, this girl is rubbing shoulder with all of them. Her songs are insane, her numbers are insane, and she's giving everybody a run for their money. Your fan base, your finances, your institution. Really, Aresta doesn't care about all of this because her fans love her and they are doing everything to push her to the next level. The Mobstars are doing good numbers, and for her, she is really attaining great heights with her new single, Comma. Correct, like I said, she is sitting at number 2 on Spotify top songs, but then in Nigeria. Still on Aresta, we saw where Aresta was saying freestyling with the piano. At this point, when you know you are good at something, you just flaunt with it. We saw Aresta actually playing the piano and then singing melodiously to it. Now, people love what she was doing, and for some people, it came as a flaunt, but then for Aresta, it is she preparing for the next phase of her life. So basically, just drop comma, and the question is what next? And if you ask me, if that's the question, what next? This is your answer to the question because she's in the studio, always prepping up to give us something amazing, and then we're waiting to see what she's cooking. Recall that she promised us that her album is going to come later part of the year, so all of these are built up to see what the album would actually look like. And moving on, we saw Baba and Annie, obviously two couples who have been back and forth. I kind of feel like this should be a model for everyone who get married. These guys have gone through everything, thick and thin, situations, coming out, public insults, dragging online. Annie and Two-Face has gone through everything, family issues, uncle and cousin taking out, chasing people out of the apartment. They've gone through everything, but at the same time, they're always coming out of it together and stronger. We saw where Annie was in video in Two-Face. Two-Face is a very shy person, maybe not too shy, but then he doesn't want to be out there. He really avoids to be in the conversation. We saw where he came back from an outing, of which he told Annie that was going to go to the studio, and Annie was asking him, "Where are you coming from?" And it became a talk of, "Okay, yes, I just came back," and I go inside, back and forth, and then I was like, "Go back to where you're coming from," jokingly, and Two-Face reluctantly going upstairs, and Annie couldn't afford not to see his new diamonds he got on his chain and on his neck, and you're like, "You just got this diamond," and Two-Face was saying covering it. This is something known about so humble of a person. He really does not show off. Got the diamonds and then was saying covering it. Then he ran upstairs. It's all love and light in this corner, and then this is where we call the association to come and do it for this post because these are what we like to see in the Afrobeat space, knowing that their music are doing good numbers and maritally they are also prospering. It is a good thing to see in the Afrobeat space. And moving on, we saw Fireboy coming through, responding to somebody on Instagram with the date of his album. And then we saw the person saying, drop album, Alaye. Alaye in English means like drop album, my guy, thereabout, something of that nature. And Fireboy responded saying, okay, I will drop the album. But then he responded saying, Wani suru niyo. So basically, you have to have patience. Yes, I'll drop the album. I promise you I'll drop the album. But then just take a chill pill. Shebi na me promise you. Let me go still do it. So he said, yes, the album will come, but Wani suru, you have to exercise patience so that the album can come out fully baked and ready to be served. And finally, on the news, we saw Burna Boy coming out on Snapchat to give a quote. Now, Burna Boy has been trending ever since his back and forth with Davido, insulting Davido and all of that, instigating or wanted to push Davido to make a conversation, of which Davido has turned deaf ears to all of that. But then we saw where he came out to say the difference between a champion and normal people His champion don't have an off button. Some will never understand. He did this on Snapchat, and then he said there's a difference between normal persons and champions. The difference is that champions never have an off button. But then he ended by saying some persons will never understand. Burna Boy quotes are always leaving everyone guessing. Who is he talking to? Who is he? Who is this person? Like, he has that thing where his tweets are very controversial, his posts are controversial, his Snapchat are controversial. He leaves you guessing the question, who is he talking about? I kind of feel like he tries off that energy. He loves the energy. He loves the vibe. It might be toxic, but then Burna Boy is a person who loves to be in the conversation. This is a good way to actually be in the conversation. My name is Daki. Do yourself a very amazing weekend. I love you guys so much. We'll catch you guys on the very next one.